The CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, getting grilled by the leaders of the party groups here in the European Parliament. But how many of their questions were really answered? Well, let's talk to Manfred Weber, who is chairman of the EPP group here in the European Parliament. I know that there were questions that you made that were not answered.
That's correct, yes. And that gives us an impression that Zuckerberg has a lot of points on the table which he is obviously hiding them, so not getting public with this. For me, it's a clear motivation that we have to go forward with regulation. That is the job of the European Parliament. After getting into force of the data protection rules this week, end of this week, we have to go further on new rules for the internet field.
Now, this data protection law that comes into effect this week, would we have seen the same Cambridge Analytica type scandal if that were in effect a few years ago?
Nobody can promise a world without scandals, without misuse of power. But what we have to do as politicians, as legislators, is to guarantee the rights of the citizens in the new world, in the digital world. And that's why the data protection rules from Friday on are a huge step for Europe. Globally, we are the leading continent on privacy and on data protection. We guarantee, for example, the principles of the right to be forgotten in the internet. And that is a huge step forward. So hopefully the users are using the new possibilities, the new rights they have in the settings they can choose for themselves. I motivate everybody to use the new rights. And again, I think as an EPP leader, we have to go further because Facebook is seen as a monopoly in the field of the social networks. And that is a very worrisome question.
And one of your questions to Mr. Zuckerberg was whether Facebook should be broken up. What do you think about his answer, and what should the EU be doing?
First of all, Europe has a lot of power. We showed it already in the Apple case about the taxation. We showed it in Microsoft in the 19th, that we can really compete and we can really be strong against monopolies in a lot of fields. That is a precondition that we are strong enough to implement our principles. And the second thing is Facebook is owning already WhatsApp and Instagram. So they have a lot of networks already in their pocket. I said yesterday in the Mark Zuckerberg empire. So having this in mind, I think the question is on the table whether Facebook is already today a monopoly. Are there competitors on the table which can guarantee competition between services? If this is not the case, then we have to look for answers. Then Europe has to act.